Hello everybody. All right, I'm just gonna say it right now. It is hot as I can remember it's ever been here in Arizona. It's supposed to be probably close to 110. Even by next week, it's supposed to be up to, I believe, 112. So it's hot. It's not fun to work out here in this stuff, but it needs to get done. So I'm gonna go ahead and continue to persevere out here and just kind of suck it up, I suppose, if you will. So we just got that hung. That's the front C-channel for the front of the eave, and that's going to make it look even better when we get that metal going across the top and that roofing material. It's going to be the part that we're going to screw to on the front, and then our front flashing, our front trim will be on that, down about halfway down that front beam, which is 6 inches. So that one is set. I've been wanting to do that for a long time, several weeks now, and now it's done. So I just called today because I ordered all the tile for our landing, which was our 72 square feet landing, and I got the concrete delivered. It's back here now. I bought the wood that I'm going to use to form my very, very thin, probably 3.5 inch thick pad, so it's not that big, and so that wood is here. However, we don't have the tile for that yet, and Shannon doesn't know exactly how thick she wants to make the grout lines, so as a result of that, I'm not going to build the forms until I know how big the pad needs to be, because I don't want it to be too big if she goes with a smaller grout line, and I don't want it to be too small if she wants a regular grout line, and I don't think she wants a regular grout line. So I think a regular grout line is going to be about 1/8 to 3/16. So if I take that, the tiles are just under 12 inches, which means it could be as much as what's maybe 1/4 inch times 5 spacing. It's going to be 6 tiles front to back, so 5 spacing. It could be as much as 1.25 inches leeway if she wants a literally 0 grout line or up to a 1/4 inch grout line. So I have a little bit more I need to consider and talk to Shannon about before we make that slab and make the forms for the slab. So I'm gonna wait on forming that. And the other thing that happened is we ordered all new black trim because we didn't like the way the charcoal gray looked. If you remember me saying that in a previous video, we just didn't like the way the charcoal gray looked, so we ordered black trim to match the windows, the window and the door. So I called them the other day, and they told me that their folding machine, I think is what they called it, which is what they feed the metal through, and it creates all of these fancy folds like this. Their folding machine's down, so they can't create any of the trim that we need to purchase. Now it's pretty fancy stuff. So this is, I believe this is an eave trim. That over there is the corner trim. Oh, and then we got door jamb, and here's J trim here. Then we have other rake trim. I think that's this one. So there's a lot of different sizes and a lot of different trims. I think there's 5 different trims that go on this thing. One of them is the base trim, which we kept and just painted black. All right, everybody. I just got back from a little drive down the interstate. It was about an hour away, and back to the steel yard where they form all the panels for the metal building here. So I got new trim, and this is pretty cool because now it is exactly what Shannon wants. It's black trim. Let me go over here and show you the color difference in what I have. So before, as you remember, I got the charcoal gray, which was there, that stuff, and the matching trim was also charcoal gray. Now we have black. So I know that doesn't maybe look completely black, but when you put it up next to the window and the door frame, it does look black. It's a matte black. It's the darkest that they had, and it's going to look pretty nice. So what we're going to do is we're going to start cutting what's called the J trim, which is the window and door jamb trim, and we're going to get that up and around the windows and doors, and then we can continue with the side panels. And once the side panels go on, then we'll start working with the, I believe it's the eave trim, then the roof, then the front and the side rake trim goes on at the end, as well as the corners, the vertical corners. So I got a little bit of work to do. I'm gonna go ahead and get started on the jambs, get those all done, so then we can start with the vertical panels. So no sense in waiting. Let's get on. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. I'm excited. This is cool. I wanted to make sure we got this done. And this is kind of the next big step. And we are still waiting on getting more travertine, getting the tile for the front landing, and then pouring a massive slab in front of that landing with all this concrete. So, all right, let's get to it. Let's keep going. Hope you enjoy it. Bye-bye. Okay, so we have gotten to a point where we have marked the first main panel for cutting. Everything else I've done has been just a little tiny sliver here or a little notch cut here. This is the first one that goes this side of the door and all the way across the top to 36-inch measurement. Now, what that looks like is this, and I've marked this out. There's a line right there, and I'm going to be cutting on that line all the way to 80, I think 81.25 inches, and I'm going to come back this way. So that's the top, and conversely that's the bottom. So this is going to be all removed. All of that right there is going to be removed. For the door, I'm kind of scared because this is the first one, and if I screw this up, I get to go buy more sheet metal. So I'm just going to give it a go and see what happens. I'm going to cut this with my grinder just because I think it's going to be the best way to go, the straightest. I can't really use shears on this thing, and I don't have anything else to actually cut this fast with say, a pneumatic tool or something like that. So I am just going to go trusty grinder. All right. So stay tuned, watch, and hopefully you're amazed. Here we go. Wow, that was burning my arm, but I couldn't stop. Oh. Tiny little piece right there I gotta do. Okay, this is our, all right, maiden voyage on cut metal. Let's see what we got. I'm gonna move you so you can see what's going on. Let's move you. Move you right over here somewhere so you can see the fun and festivities. I'm just gonna put you down. I'm just gonna put you down right here. And then, all right, I'm gonna go get the metal. Stay tuned, I'll be right back. I need to do is I'm going to show you what I have to do so you know what I'm doing. When I put this panel up, it hits right here. So I have to take a notch cut right there, and then that metal will slide right into that groove. Then I'll be able to put just some clear silicone back there, and that will keep that a nice, tight, and waterproof seal. At least I think so. Let's try to cut this here. See, you can just stay up here and watch me from up here. How's that? There you go. I got some new shears today. I'm really excited about these. Yeah, that might not work as well. That's not working out like I thought it would. I should have cut this before I put this piece of trim on. So I'm gonna go ahead and do my best here and see what happens. Let's see. There we go. Now, let's get that panel back up here and see what happens. I really should be using gloves. This is super sharp. Yes. All right, my first cut panel. We are doing well. That just completely changed the look of this entire building, just putting these 2 pieces on the front. Yes, yes, yes. I am loving this. So I'm gonna get that screwed down. And I'm gonna start working on the next panel. All right, stay tuned. This is fun. This is how fast it goes. Wow, I'm impressed. I'm impressed with how fast this stuff goes up. So shout out to LP Steel up in Stanfield, Arizona for helping me out and giving me the metal I needed and kind of the know-how. And yeah, they gave me everything I needed here with regard to the panels, the trim, and the screws, the tech screws, the lap screws, and a little bit of technical advice along the way as well. So hats off to them, but also to my amazing neighbor Bill. He has helped me out tremendously on this stuff. You've seen him in a few of the videos, just kind of helping out, and he has been probably the biggest guide to my success in building this shed. So I would not have been able to do it really without the help of Bill and his tools, and also with my dogs. Yeah, couldn't have done it without the dogs. So, hi. Anyway, I'm gonna keep going. I hope you're liking what you're seeing, and yeah, keep watching. See ya. Bye. You saw that right, folks. 106, and it is, I don't know, it's just a little after lunchtime, and it got too hot. My body just did not feel like it today. I did do a few things this morning, but I wanted to walk around and kind of show you what we finished with the other day. And it was the vertical trim. The camera completely screwed up, and I did not get to show you how it looks here in the end. So what we've got is the vertical trim is up. Now, we did not do the lap screws yet, except for that one right there we did. And we got that one right there. we still need to do every 2 feet. We're going to be putting lap screws in on all the trim, and we're going to be able to hold stuff together. Now, I went ahead and did the eave trim on the back side all the way across, and I got to put that little section together where it overlaps maybe an inch. And then this morning, you can see that I have one piece of roofing on the top of the shed. There we go. So what I was able to do was get one piece up a little bit earlier today. Now, you look at that palm tree right there, and you can see how it's just barely moving. But one of the things that, there you go, you can see all this stuff blowing around. That does not look like that much wind. However, I'll tell you what, when you start trying to lift that 15-foot panel, and this wind catches it, this is just enough where it is almost impossible for one person to hold it. And my little thing here, my little weather center here is spinning pretty good. And when that thing spins, I will not try to lift any roofing material. Now, holy cow, that looks so nice. Look at that from this side. Look at that, look at that. Wow. Okay, so one of the things that we are going to be doing is this stuff is all white on the bottom. Everything is white. Inside, all the panels are white, everything's white. But what I wanted to do was make sure that when you're looking up at it from this point of view, that you saw black and not white, because I wanted it to match everything else. So what I have done is I have painted with spray paint the end of that one there, and then I haven't worried about the middle of it, but then I painted the last, I don't know, maybe 4 to 6 inches. Now that last 4 to 6 inches is going to be the overhang right there. So now that's painted. You won't see white underneath that. That was by design, and I just didn't want to see a bunch of white stuff, so I went ahead and thought ahead and I painted. Now, this panel goes up next. We have 5 panels total on top. Oh, look at it. It creates a shadow. Now we have a shadow. How cool. How cool is that? So that is what it looks like when you have the white. Now I just have my screws on the outside edge, and on the back, I still need to put my lap screws in down this purlin and down this purlin. But right now, it is held in place just fine. So that's kind of where we are, folks. This is really coming together fast. I'm super happy with the way it's come out. I'm very pleased. One of the things that I didn't realize I was doing when I was actually putting everything together was, if you remember when I said before, I painted the inside of this J channel black because I didn't want to see white. Now, one of the things I messed up on, I forgot to paint that one black, and I forgot to paint that one black. So now we have a couple pieces of trim painted black on the front, and we don't have it painted on the side. So I might actually go through with a tiny little brush and see if I can paint that black. I think ultimately it's not going to be a big deal, but I think if someone walks around and they pay attention to the small details, they might notice that. So I might just paint it black just because it'll make me feel better, and I know it'll make Shannon feel better, and that's kind of where we are. So I hope you like this. This is about one of the most fun projects I have done, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what it looks like when the inside is done. When the inside's finished, it's going to be completely different, and I am so excited about that. So I hope you're liking it. If you have any good comments, if you have any bad comments, you have any snide remarks, throw them down. We may or may not get back. As always, take care, have a great time. Remember, like and subscribe, and we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye. Okay, I got word from the landscape yard that the travertine that I was trying to get, because we didn't have enough, we ran short, and I was not able to do any more of the travertine, even though I still need to pour the concrete in front of the shed. But the travertine is in, and I can go pick it up. So They close rather early most of the time during the day. I don't know why this place closes so early, but they do. So I'm just going to run down real quick, grab those 40 pieces of the 12 by 12 travertine, and then I'll be able to continue with my travertine layout. Now I do need to pour that 6 by 12 concrete in front of the shed before my travertine can get finished. However, I want that travertine there so I can just finish it as soon as the concrete is poured. Now the other thing that as soon as I finished picking up the travertine, I also got word from the tile shop and that's in the other direction, and it's not very far, but I'm going to go ahead and go pick up the tile because it also came in. So now I'll be able to measure out my grout lines, as I said before, so then I can build my forms, pour my concrete, and in that order: concrete, travertine, turf. So those are the three next big things, other than maybe the roofing on this shed and some more shed work, but those are things that are going to be completely changing the backyard for the better. It's going to look so neat, so neat. So I'm going to run down here to the landscape yard, and I will talk to you very soon. I'll show you around. It's a pretty cool place. See ya. Bye-bye. So I've been coming to this landscape yard for a long time, and it's when you come in here, you've got all kinds of flagstone and brick and veneer and natural travertine, and man, look at this. You got all the brick pavers, you got all of your natural stone way in the back, you've got so much different colors of flagstone. You got reds and browns and grays and blacks. You've got everything, all kinds of veneer. So if you can find yourself a yard like this in your area where you're going to be working on your DIY projects, these are great places. These little, it's not a major chain, so it's going to be really nice for people to be able to get their DIY stuff done on kind of a smaller scale. You can pull into these yards with your truck and or your car or your trailer or whatever, and you can just load up what you want. And super nice once you get to know the people behind the desk, and we've been here so many years now that once you get to know the people behind the desk, it's actually really kind of an enjoyable experience going in. And they just helped me load up the 40 pieces. We just laughed and joked around about a few things, went in, paid a bill, and now I'm on the road. So 10 or 15 minutes and I'm gone. So now I get to go buy the tile and get that back to the house, and then I'm not going to be working out in the heat very much, I don't think, today, just because it's just so flipping hot. And the only thing I really have to do on the shed is to put the roofing material up, but when it gets to be midday and the winds start picking up, like I said before, it's almost impossible to do that. Not to mention the just the heat on the panels alone is enough to just burn the skin just untouched. So being that I'd have to put jeans on to go up there and kneel down and do all the lap screws and stuff, I just don't feel like doing that right now. So tile, and if I do anything, I'm gonna just form in the concrete for the pour in front of the shed, and I'll be done. So there we are. I hope you have enjoyed my little monologue, and I'm going to get back to the house and see what else I got to do. And visit every day. I visit the backyard every day to see what else there is to do. And I always find more and more and more. Alright, anyway, no more talking, more driving. See you later.